Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of Season 2 here at Inter Milan. I asked you guys a couple of episodes ago to have your say in the comment section and vote as to whether I spent the money we have remaining in the transfer budget now or waited until next season and carried as much of it as possible over to the new year. The general consensus by about 75% to 25% was to spend it now, and I mentioned where I would like to spend it and asked for suggestions in that particular position. I mentioned that I would like to spend it in central midfield, and I have a number of options here available to me, some of which still need scouting, some of which we already have information about. So the three that I currently know about, or know everything about, are Giovanni Lo Celso, who's currently at Bayern Munich in this save, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, was it? 3-star weak foot, left-footed, fast-ish, not rapid, but fast-ish, good agility, good balance, good stamina, decent reactions, it's good in the pass, not amazing in the tackle, but good enough, and strength-wise, 70s. 70's decent, considering he's only 5'9", as an option. We have Frenkie de Jong, 86 rated, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot again, 5'11", slightly taller, not quite as quick, still good agility and balance, slightly stronger, stamina's not as good. Then technically amazing in the pass with the ball at his feet, better in the tackle than Lo Celso. And then there's Nicolo Barella, 3-star, 5'8". Again, they're all about the same sort of pace really, around about the 80 mark. And as you can see, better stamina, but not quite as strong as either of the other two. And then, again, probably he's the more middle of the road. He's decent in the pass and decent in the tackle, but doesn't excel at either yet. But he's only 83 rated and has potential of 89. Frenkie de Jong has potential of 90. So I think he's going to be my favourite. I'm going to wait for these scout reports to come back on Jedson Fernandez, Wendell, and Alpha Semedo as well. But I'm leaning towards Frenkie de Jong at present, because of, obviously, players like Wesley Sneijder that used to play at Inter Milan. My brain is telling me Kevin Strootman, but I'm pretty sure he was just at Roma. He may have been at Inter. He wasn't. No, it was PSV, Roma, and then gone to Marseille. So, obviously, Wesley Sneijder was a massive influence at Inter Milan. So I might like to bring a Dutch midfield influence back to the team. We obviously have De Vrij at the club currently. We brought in Memphis Depay as well ourselves. So we do have some Dutch players here. And then later on in the save, at the beginning of Season 3, you guys will probably have the opportunity to vote on which central midfielder we should move on to make space for Frenkie de Jong to join us at the beginning of the next season, whether that be Brozovic, Vecino or Gagliardini. Because Nainggolan is staying, Rabiot will stay, Bruno Fernandes will stay, obviously. So we shall do that at that moment in time. Currently, also made a mistake in yesterday's episode. Didn't finish the month. It's a leap year, 2020, and we had a game on the 29th, and I missed it. So, well done, Ches. So we're going to simulate this game against Cagliari away from home. Hopefully come away with a victory. But when is the next game? I might just submit with the first team. The next game is a full week away against Spal. So I'll submit with the first team. They should still be fit enough to be able to see off the threat of Cagliari. We're currently 10 points now behind Juventus. We are not in the best of form with regards our league campaign. However, we're doing okay still in the Coppa Nazionale and in the Champions League as well. And after winning Serie A last year, I would initially I set out to do better in the Champions League and the Coppa Nazionale this year. We got quarterfinals of each competition last season. I wanted to do better in the Cup this year. It just so happened that we were doing really well in the league as well. So I wanted to do well there too, but it looks like the league is going to get away from us now. Although we get 3 points here against Cagliari, and if Juve have dropped points, then, they haven't played yet, then, things might turn around back in our favour. Training injury, 9 days, that's okay. That, however, is not okay. Serge Aurier is out for 4 months. Wonderful. So that's him out for the rest of the season. Dalbert will come in at right back. And then we have Bauer to step in. Well, he's playing in the rotation side anyway, Bauer. Dalbert is currently at left back in that particular situation. Tellez is out for a few days, but hopefully should be back by the game against Spal. If he's not, then we shall deal with it. We're playing Lyon in the second leg of the Champions League today. We've Roma as well. And then I'm waiting to see, hopefully once we get past Lyon in the Champions League, when the next round of that competition is as well. Obviously, Roma is the semi-final leg 1 of the Coppa Nazionale. If we don't get the next round of the Champions League till April, then it will be Genoa that we play in the final game. If we get the first leg here, for example, then we shall play that and simulate the Genoa game. But that's basically how today's episode is going to go. Wait for those scout reports on the other midfielders. They should come between the game against Spal and the following weekend. The border unhappy apparently. Or is that going to be the youth one? Don't care about that. Sorry, lads. So we'll sim against Spal, but actually I will sim with the rotation side here against Spal because I'm going to want the first team to be fully fit for the game midweek against... Let's throw Babic in there. Why not? For the game midweek against Lyon in the Champions League. So let's sim this one at home against Spal. This should be, I'd like to think, a straightforward victory, but we shall wait and see. Lautaro Martinez is now 85 rated, so he should be quite the goal threat. Caramo gives us a 1-0 lead after they miss a penalty after 6 minutes. Caramo then grabs the second. We've had a lot of that this season. A number of players in simulated games, and to be fair, even in played games, have been bagging more than one goal. I don't tend to have that sort of scenario in any season. You know, I maybe win 3-0, and all 3 goals would come from a different goal scorer. But at Inter, Caramo scored a hat-trick there. Politano scored at least 2 hat-tricks this year. Bruno Fernandes has been bagging multiple goals in games. And Lautaro Martinez has been doing the same in simulated games. Luka Jovic has done the same since he arrived at the club as well. It's not something I'm used to. It's not something I'm going to complain about. I'm delighted that players are scoring multiple goals in games. Certainly makes things easier from my perspective if everybody is scoring a lot of goals rather than a handful of players scoring a few. Always looks better when you have 1 or 2 key goal scorers and they score a lot. Scout report is back on Wendell. Is it back on the other 2 as well? Yes, the full 3, the other 2 as well. Right, let's have a quick look through them then before we go and play this game against Lyon and see what the ratings are like. So Alpha Semedo is 78 rated currently. I will just check and see what his potential is on FIFA. Starts at 75, potential of 84. I'm going to say no to him. Wendell, I know, can grow quite well, as we saw from the RTG save. He starts at 77, potential of 85. I did see him at 86, I believe, in the RTG save. But at this particular moment in time, not really growing enough to warrant being considered for a first team spot. And Jedson Fernandes, again, let me just quickly check. Jedson Fernandes will quickly check. His potential starts at 75, potential of 85. Again, he's good, but he's not really going to be the next level player we're looking for. So I think I'm going to go with Frenkie de Jong. I'm going to try and get Frenkie de Jong in. I'm going to concentrate on this game against Lyon first. We'll get that done. And then between now and the game against Roma, we'll try and shore up that Frenkie de Jong signing. He obviously won't join us till next season, but it'd be great to get that deal done as soon as possible. And then we'll be able to hopefully make the right decisions in midfield after that. In fact, let me just go back and make sure Lyon putting out their strongest side, as you would imagine that they would do for a game of this magnitude in Champions League. Again, their front 3 isn't very impressive. Obviously, we signed Memphis Depay, who's now up at 87 rated, actually. I've just noticed there. He's gone up a rating. Anyone else gone up? Godin hasn't gone down anymore. Politano and Martinez were already 85. So I think that's just the one change. Memphis Depay now 87 rated. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty much the same side that Lyon played against me last time. Denea, Rekik, Mendy, Lopez. I'm quite happy for them to play with that same 11. We only beat them by a narrow margin of 1-0 last time, but keeping the clean sheet at home was important. Making sure they didn't score any away goals was very, very important. So hopefully we can grab an away goal or 2 of our own now. Headed by Rabiot. You'll have to forgive me if I'm still a little bit sniffly and coldy in today's episode again. I'm still shaking off the fluey/buggy thing that I've had over the past few days. I'm actually going to try and pull this back to Fernandes. Struck it well, and it's a good save by Anthony Lopez. Portuguese versus Portuguese. Cross comes in, hits a decent delivery. Skriniar dominates. I really thought the centre-back was going to get up to it. In fact, it was their number 10 there. I thought he was going to get up to it. Is it number 10 or was it Jason Denea that was underneath it? No, it was their number 10. Well, to be fair, both of them. And how Skriniar's won that header against their number 10, I'm not sure. He's just risen above everybody. And it looks as if the number 10 is going to get there, and Skriniar somehow connects with it first. I'll take it. There's an away goal. Lyon now need 3 to go through in 90 minutes at least, and extra time is no longer a possibility. So Lyon need 3 to go through. That's not happening. Sorry, lads. Terrier out to Bertrand Traoré. Skips away from the challenge, but a foul is made, and Nabil Fekir will have the opportunity to deliver this into the middle. Oh, I hate that little dink animation. Why do they do that? Worked on this occasion, as in finding a teammate, but it really doesn't lead to a proper goal-scoring opportunity. It's just a terrible animation. Really need to have that addressed in future builds of the game, or future game builds. But now we're on the counter-attack. Lukiewicz could send Memphis Depay in behind to score against his former team. We shall try and hit the woodwork. I would have done the apology celebration had I been able to find the back of the net, but unfortunately I haven't been able to. And De Vries will win that physical encounter and deny them the throw-in as well. Superb start for us. Shame we aren't 2-0 up. Throw for Lyon. Back there to Mendy. Nice interception by Pepe, but it drops free to Tanguy Ndombele. Player we could have considered for that midfield role, to be fair. Here's Traoré to Fekir, good block, and De Vries will just get rid of this. I'm just going to try and get rid properly there to make sure we don't make any mistakes. Daneo wins that header well. Fekir will bring that down. Skips past the challenge of Adrien Rabiot. And still going here now with Fekir to Bertrand Traoré, well held by Alban Lafont. Lyon turning the pressure up like they did in the first leg, to be fair. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to make the breakthrough and get that away goal, which could be costly by the end of the game. But if they keep the pressure on here and are able to grab a couple, then it will be that lack of an away goal in the first leg that leads to us going through. But as things stand, we're still looking comfortable with a 1-0 lead on the night and a 2-0 lead on aggregate. Fekir in there to Ndombele. Lovely through ball. Terrier is in. Wow. I thought, I was about to say in commentary, probably a bad decision to shoot from so far out when you've got all that room to run into. He was confident enough in his own ability, and evidently that confidence shone through. Really nice move. And he could have kept going there, but just decided to let fly. Catch me, the keeper, and the defence off guard, and he has smacked that home. Lyon fire first in the second half of the second leg. It's 1-1 on the night. They still need another 2, but they have proven now that they can score against us. So I will certainly be, hopefully, better in the pass than I was there, and wary of their offensive threats moving forward. Lovely ball out wide here to Vargas. Don't tell me they're going to score 2 in just a few moments. Terrier again. If he got as good a connection on that as he did his first effort, they perhaps could have scored a second. Oh, thank you, Alban Lafont. Actually play this over the top, looking for the runner Memphis, who could maybe bring this down. It wouldn't let me lock onto the ball there. Already decided that Jason Donaire was going to get to that. Bertrand Traoré tackled by Telles. It's their throw, though. On the back foot here, Terrier's actually going off now for them. Who's come on in his place? Pintor. I don't know who that is. To be fair, I didn't know who Terrier was either. Fekir up against Nangolan. Doing well. Nangolan trying his hardest. Was that a corner for them? It is. Still looking for that second goal. And then there's plenty of time to score a third if they can get that second now. But Nangolan will get rid of that and hopefully will be able to survive. Here's Karim Rekic. Don't fancy him from 30 yards. Mendy to Ndombele. There is their second and they've half an hour to look for a third. Right. Now we're really up against it. It's next goal wins. Crosshair to Tellers. Memphis is there. At the minute, we're relying on away goals. Mentioned in the first... Oh, it's gotten away from Nangolan. Thank you, Rabiot. Mentioned in the first half in a highlight that it might be that lack of an away goal that could be Lyon's downfall in the end. And at the minute, it's looking that way. Lukiewicz could add another goal to our tally, but hasn't been able to. Rabiot on his left foot. Got right underneath that, and that's over the bar. But another 9 minutes wasted. Nabil Fekir going off, so another one of their better players being replaced by Derrida. 21 minutes between us and the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Great header by Nangolan. Jason Donaire defends that superbly. Forward there to Donaire. Into Toussaint. Derrida to Traoré. Derrida to Traoré again. He's gone for it. Oh, and Alban Lafont was at full stretch there to stop that flying in the far top corner. That was nervy. Corner for Lyon. Traoré to deliver. And Ndombele's gone off now. They've taken their better players off and replaced them with lesser players, but they're still winning the game. It's their midfield, really, that they've kind of lessened by taking those players off. Fekir and Tanguy Ndombele was certainly two of the best and most talented players they had in their midfield, or options they have in their midfield. Nicola Pepe's in behind here, though. Dorida's trying to close me down. Pepe will turn, deliver it, looking for Memphis at the back post, and he isn't quite tall enough to reach and get on the end of it. 10 minutes to go now. Still the away goal, saving our bacon. Lovely ball by Mendy, forward to Pintor. Turning back. Here's Traore, good save by Lafont again. I'm getting nervy now. They really are knocking on the door, Lyon, to try and get themselves this goal to go 3-2 up on aggregate and knock us out of the Champions League. Try and catch them on the counter here if we can. I see the space on the far side for Memphis if we could use him. Maybe slow things up with Rabiot just to ensure that we don't get caught on the counter. Telles in there to Rabiot. Again, space for Nangolan here. Bruno Fernandes is through that gap. This is a really nicely worked move that could end up with a chance on goal. We'll go around the corner there looking for Luka Jovic. Oh, just as I tried to find the space for the shot. It's well tackled. And now in stoppage time, Bertrand Traore is through. Please, Milan Skriniar has the pace to get there. Alban Lafont, anywhere will do for me further down the field. Thank you very much. Nicola Pepe flicks it on. 60 seconds between us and the next round, but this has been a real test in France. Fair play to Lyon. They gave everything. They won the second leg, but are out as it stands on away goals. That was a great second leg for them. Dortmund win 3-1 against Lazio after winning the away leg as well, I believe, by 2-1, perhaps, was it? Yes, 2-1. So we're through. Dortmund are through. Barca are through. Bayern are through. Paris Saint-Germain, Juve, Atleti and Real Madrid. Both Madrid sides going through after defeats in the first leg as well. Coming back and winning their home legs and turning it around, which is very nearly what Lyon did to me there. Prize money of 9.5 million, thank you very much. Not sure when the next game has been scheduled for, but judging by the fact we got an email there about a reschedulement in April, I would imagine that that means that it's going to be in April. Indeed it is. We have Bayern Munich. We are up against it in tomorrow's episode. Today, though, we shall have Sassuolo away, which will sim. The first leg against Roma in the Coppa Nazionale semi-final, and then we'll play Genoa at the end of the episode as well. They get an injury after 5 minutes. Politano nets from the spot after 12. We have a lead away from home. I don't know where in Italy Sassuolo are from, to be completely honest. I don't know whether it's a place called Sassuolo or whether they're a club called Sassuolo in a different city. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below. They've got Odegaard come off the bench there as well as Coleman. Odegaard's actually scored to pull one back for them 4 minutes after Caramo gave us a second. But it's not to be enough, and Caramo's second goal will see us earn victory there away from home. Now, it's Roma next. We played Roma recently and lost, didn't we? Was it last month? Played Roma in the league and lost by a goal to nil. It was the last game of yesterday's episode. Well, now we know what we have to do. Let's get revenge. Right, Roma starting lineup. There's not really much difference, there is. We'll leave Patrick Schick in. Verdi on the right. We'll throw Pedro in for stamina. Pellegrini. He could probably do a job with that level of stamina. Rudiger's really tired. We'll throw Kazawa at right back as well. Other than that, very strong side. Justin Kluivert wasn't fit to play in the last game against us. It was Iago Falque that scored the goal, wasn't it, in yesterday's episode? Anyone else there? Tengi Zunda is still injured, and judging by his stamina bar, it's a long-term injury as well. Probably be the same for Aurier. I imagine his is right down the bottom too. So we're expecting to not play against Under until next season, so he won't be involved in the second leg either. And a number of their better players are just too tired to play, really. We'll put the Cell on the bench, so they've got a centre-back. But that's basically as strong as we're going to get them for this game. And that is as strong as I'm going to be as well. So here we go, leg one of the semi-final of the Coppa Nazionale. Depay. Switch to Dalbert. Nangolan's there. That's who that ball was for, but never mind. Jovic will find Rabiot. Memphis is there again. We'll go to Bruno Fernandes. Then round the corner to Luka Jovic. His touch should take it past the defender, which it has done, but Juan Jesus defends that superbly to ensure that the shot is blocked. and no danger comes to the Roma goal. Nangolan couldn't get that out of his feet quickly enough. Marcano's always going to win a header against Bruno Fernandes, and Roma have cleared the danger. 7 minutes in, they're proving to be just as solid defensively as they were in the game in the league against them. Only this time we've got to play them twice to get through, rather than just the once. Levan Kazara racing forward from right back, crossing on that right foot, and shit gets there. The run picked out beautifully by Levan Kazara at right back. Roma 1, Inter 0, inside 10 minutes. Just couldn't quite get there, the defender. Questions maybe of the goalkeeper, although it was close range. Did he get anything on that? His position's well enough, and he did get something on it, but I'm not sure about the window washer animation there. If he'd have, rather than started with his hands over here and done that, if he could have just gone to his right, maybe he'd have saved it. Never mind. We shall have to come from behind against Roma, just as Lyon tried to do against us. Fernandes to Nangolan. Lovely run. Nicola Pepe is the obvious option. In behind Grimaldo, although he's going to be able to cope with the pace. Just lift it in, and it won't quite reach Memphis at the back post. I'll lay that in front of Rabiot. Take it on his left and shoot. And again, a defender in the way of an Inter Milan shot. This time it's Kazawa on Rabiot. And giving that away there. Now they're coming on the counter. They scored from the last one. Please don't make that 2 from 2. Clivert back there to De Rossi. Building slower this time in Roma and giving the ball away. Memphis will drive forward here. Rabiot's there. It's a terrible pass though. Absolutely woeful pass. De Rossi into Clivert. Out wide to Alejandro Grimaldo. The assist came from a wing back on the right hand side last time. It won't be coming from a wing back on the left hand side this time. Oh, and it's still though, I can't seem to be able to build my normal way, or when I am able to get a chance, it still gets blocked. Give that there to Nicola Pepe and Justin Kluivert with the inch-perfect slide tackle. This is a real struggle here against Roma. They are playing superbly well, and I can't seem to keep hold of possession. And then when they've got it, I'm struggling to get it off them again as well. Fernandes looking for Luka Jovic. Can he shrug off Juan Jesus? The answer is no, but can we find a teammate? Also no. Kluivert back to Grimaldo. Roma is so hard to get the ball off. It's one thing that I've really not been very good at doing in this opening half an hour is just when they have possession, getting it off them. I tend not to be able to tackle them. I have to wait for them to make a mistake rather than me actually being able to step in and take the ball away. And that is a thunderbolt from Pellegrini. Roma 2, Inter 0. We got knocked out in the quarterfinals of this competition last year. Thankfully, we've still a second leg to try and pull this round, but we are 2-0 down prior to half-time in leg number 1 here. It's a great hit from Pellegrini. First time. Absolutely, yeah, sweet as a nut is right, Martin Tyler. Absolute rocket from the edge of the box. You go through the defender's legs? No, behind him. Great hit, though. Nothing the keeper could do about that. Roma 2, Inter 0. Schick. Nice little flick to De Rossi. Don't think that was intended for Sabitzer, but he took control of the ball. Here's Pedro. He's looking to get past Tellez. Hopefully the Brazilian does well, but the Spaniard wins it back and keeps it in. Skriniar's block will mean a corner for Roma. If they make it 3, I'd say that's game over. Even with a whole entire second leg to come and another half in this game. Oh, that was close. I'm not sure who that was there on the edge of the box trying to go for the spectacular. Lovely turn by Sabitzer, but Dalbert steps in and we're 2-0 down at half-time in leg number 1. Not looking good. Tellez looking for Rabiot, who will look for Memphis, who's in behind here. If we can have just as good a second half as they did the first, then we might win that header. We might stand a chance of doing something still in the semi-finals of the Coppa Nazionale, but it is going to be a massive uphill task now. If they can score 2 in 45 though, we can too. Certainly at our own stadium as well. Ronaldo played in out wide here, could cross, does win that header, please. Skriniar's not convincing with it, but Memphis will get to the loose ball and we will not be able to work it away. It was not meant for the man there that it was passed to, but never mind. Thankfully it hasn't cost me. Misplaced passes are so horrible right now. Nice ball to Jovic. In there to Dalbert. Look for Pepe. He's onside here as the defender dropped. Turn back onto the left. Whip the ball in. Oh, it could be Memphis who takes it under control. Great save by Bauman. Win that header. Jovic, it's in. We are getting back into the game. 2-1 with half an hour to find an equaliser. Rossi forward there to Sabitzer. Pedro's the obvious ball. Gets the 1-2 off. Tellez now back to his feet. It's a decent delivery. Win this, please, Dalbert. Thank you. Bring that under control. Thank you. No. By bring it under control, I mean no, don't run straight into Grimaldo with it. And Zonzi catch that. Oh, Alban! I thought for a minute he was just going to swoosh that into his own net. Pedro going off. Going to change for Roma. The goal scorer from the league game, Iago Falque, is on. Flicked on by Schick. Lafont holds on at his near post. Roma aren't done yet. Just because we've scored one and the comeback looks like it might be on, doesn't mean they're actually going to let us complete it. They want to get a 2-goal margin back again. Get to that first. Oh no. I see the pass. I'm sprinting with Dalbert. Justin Kluivert is low on stamina too. Dalbert gets done by the turn and then gets the foot in. No, don't change. Oh, Jesus. I changed player, and just as I was in the process of pressing the button, it auto-changed for me, and I changed away from Rabiot. Free kick given. Thankfully, Jovic. Oh, he looks okay. He's holding his shoulder, though. Rabiot across here to Brozovic. No, I'm trying to get this out wide here to Politano. He's dropped his shoulder. Back to Jovic. There's Bruno Fernandes. Oh. Really good chance to get level there, but wide of the target. Bruno Fernandes was the man of the moment in yesterday's episode. It was the Bruno show. Unfortunately, on this occasion, the show missed the target. Sabitzer back to Nzonzi. If we could just hold out and keep the scoreline at 2-1, maybe on this very final counter-attack. No, make it 2-2. We stand a chance in the second leg in the next episode. We stand a chance, but that was really difficult against Roma. In the first half, I'd had 2 shots. They were both off target. They'd had 2 shots. They were both on target and both went in. So we know that they're clinical. He's out for 5 days, Luka Jovic. He should be okay. One thing I forgot to do in between the Lyon game and the Roma one was actually go and buy Frenkie de Jong. So let's try and do that now, shall we? He's not on much wage-wise. Probably have to pay up to about £70 million for him, but that's not a problem. For a player of that talent, I am quite happy to pay that sort of fee. So I'll offer a transfer fee of, well, I'll offer just this straight valuation initially and see where they go from there. What do you want for him? 72.4. I mean, I'm quite happy to pay that, to be completely honest, but we'll come up in stages. 58 is a big jump for me. Are they going to... Well, I was hoping they were initially going to renegotiate from there, but if they'll just accept 58, it's not very much. Frenkie de Jong would come in and be, a crucial starting player for us. 86 rated at 22 years of age. Quite the young talent. 5-year contract. He's on 20 grand a week. I'd be willing to offer him up to 70, 80. I mean, he's probably worth more than that. He wants 67. He's more than welcome to have that as a counter and remove the bonus. And then he'll probably want 77 instead. No, they're quite happy to accept that. Wonderful. Frenkie de Jong will join us next season. That is superb. Up next will be a home game against Genoa that unfortunately Luka Jovic will now miss, but it gives Lautaro Martinez the chance to start. Something he hasn't done for me in a played game for a while. To be fair, with the state of that squad, I might be playing the rotation side anyway here. So let's do that and then have a quick look at Genoa's side. Anyone that should be starting that isn't? Romulo Iturraspe is 76, but it's not a massive difference. Again, not a massive difference. Max Aaron's at right back, someone we could perhaps look at next season. Holovas. No, it all seems to make sense. All seems to make sense. Right then, let's go and crack on and see if we can't beat Genoa to get ourselves 3 points in Serie A to end the episode. Casino, looking for Caramo. Played well so far this season, Jan Caramo. I've been impressed with him actually. You guys requested that he was recalled from loan last year, and we did so. And I think that's been a good decision as a backup winger. He's certainly performed admirably enough. Bauer trying to step in here and does so twice. Make that 3 times. Counter-attack is on now. Vecino looking through for Martinez but not finding him, although he's taking it upon himself to win it back. And Jan Caramo could dink this into middle. Inadvertently find Gagliardini, and Lautaro Martinez is there to make it 1-0. None of that really went according to plan. I just kind of stumbled my way through that move, but I'll take it. Inter 1, Genoa 0 after 9 minutes. Politano across to Vecino. Gagliardini space for Jan Karamo. Initially gave me control of Lautaro Martinez there as I played that through. Well, here's Vecino. Look for Lautaro. And then around the corner to Politano. Tell me how he's missed that. Tell me how he's missed that. I barely put any power on it and he smacked it as hard as he can right into the stand. Dickhead Politano. Let's try again, shall we? Nope, we're not going to get the opportunity to. Or will we? Potentially. Maybe. Vecino, see the run there by Politano. Try and knock it around the outside. Whip the ball in. It's not really whipped. Oh! Ow! Lautaro Martinez gives me a headache just thinking about it. Lautaro Martinez goes head first into the post. That looked really bloody painful. It's 1-0 to Inter Milan as we approach half-time. Holovas will whip that in. I'll try and get there to knock that home. What is you to head that? Oh, God. He went straight into the woodwork there, Lautaro Martinez. That looks so painful. Politano's on a good run. Just drop one shoulder and then play it round the corner. And Brozovic for 2. We can't seem to hit the target today. Tackled by Lautaro, he literally just sprinted after that. Went and took the ball off them. This could be a great start to the second half. Oh, Vecino! He can hit the target. 2-0. We scored early doors in the first half. We've scored early doors in the second. Oh, that takes weight off my mind. Nice run there. Pleased with that goal. Win that header. Well up. Third would certainly kid it off. Jan Karamo. Still a number of white shirts back here, but somehow we're finding a way through. And Politano with... Oh, Keeps. I'm sorry, Keeps. That's awful. The defender in front of Politano should have gotten to the ball first regardless. And then the keeper, I think perhaps expected his defender to clear it. And then it's right at you, bro. It's literally right at you. The defender, awful. And then the keeper... yeah, not sure. We'll take it. 3-0, tie every match. Trinchell. Trying to close him down, but won't get to him. Are they getting themselves a consolation goal here, Genoa? It doesn't look like it. It's been one of the more straightforward games of the season, this one. Game against Roma, or games against Roma and Lyon, certainly weren't anywhere near as straightforward as that. Nice to end on a positive, calm note rather than being absolutely panicked into trying to hold on to a draw on aggregate against Lyon and desperately trying to recover something against Roma as well. Recover something that unfortunately we weren't able to do. But Huijsen should go up to 80 rated here and does. I did just notice the gap to Juve had dropped to 5 points, albeit with the game in hand. If they can drop points again in that game in hand, it might not be out of the title fight just yet. Even before they win anyway and go up to 75 points, which is indeed what they've done. Benjamin Schultz wants to cancel his contract. He's the 6'5" guy, I believe. Schultz, the left back, the 6'6". I'll promote him, but I really don't think I'm ever going to use him, unfortunately for him. Never mind, not to worry. We don't have any more games this month, I believe, and indeed we don't. Just wanted to double check after forgetting yesterday. Marco Romano now wants called up as well. Alright, well, I'll do that too. The gap at the top of the table is 7 points. It's closing, but it's still a long way away. But if we can close it by 3 points in today's episode, and close it by another 3 in April, and by another 3 in May, and beat Juventus, we might still win the league. Though I really highly doubt that's going to happen. But we shall wait and see. I needed to go and call up the youngster, didn't I? That's what we shall end by doing. Marco Romano, technically looking pretty decent already at 17 years of age. Physically, not so much, but there's certainly a lot of promise there. So hopefully he will continue to grow well. But that will be the end of today's episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As you can see, we are still seconds, chasing down Juve, but most importantly, we threw in the Coppa del Rey. We threw in the Champions League, and we're not out of it against Roma in the Coppa Nazionale, because we were able to get that 1 goal back. All to play for in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then.